Countdown sucks.
Our phones have become essential. Apps keep track of our schedules, our fitness, our love lives. But what if an app could tell you how long
I got 63 years.
57 years.
before you die?
Yep, there's an app for just about anything, only on the iPhone.
Countdown is a 2019 horror film about a phone app that kills you. That's it. That's the joke.
Though the movie itself is rarely scary, it does start off in the most horrifying scenario possible. A house party where you don't know anyone. Jesus Christ, there's not even a dog to hang out with. Then we're introduced to a naturally diverse and generally attractive group of friends.
Also, that girl to guy ratio? It's like Fibonacci's sequence or something up in here.
And speaking of girls, what else would girls talk about if not dieting?
I like to eat what I want, when I want.
Isn't that how you get fat?
Too many calories is how you get fat. I never go over 1,200. Ever. See?
I mean, they would talk about going to the mall, but ever since the upsurge in online shopping, conversation topics for women have seen a steady decline in response. Thanks, millennials.
While trying to find this calorie counting app, the token Asian friend manages upon the titular app, Countdown.
If you could know exactly when you were going to die, would you want to know?
Everyone downloads it except Courtney, who's being...
Such a little biatch.
Oh, thank God she said biatch. If it wasn't for that, I never would have known these were hip young teens.
You know, I had some suspicions with the red Solo cups and all, but no one was vaping, so I couldn't be too sure.
I mean, seriously, it's just an app. In fact, I'll download it right now. Yeah, see, it's just a... Wait a minute. That can't be right.
After getting teased by her friends, Courtney gives in and downloads the app, which tells her she's got 3 hours left to live.
You're gonna die!
Everyone brushes it aside, even Courtney, until Evan attempts to drive the two home drunk.
No, I drive way better when I'm drunk.
It's not funny.
I'm kidding.
Let's just walk to my house.
Oh my God. Please don't tell me you're so worried about that stupid app.
Nah, yeah, I'm sure the keg of PBR you butt chugged has nothing to do with the fact that she doesn't want to drive home with you. Blame it on an evil app, sure!
Deciding to take the higher ground, Courtney walks home, but all of a sudden, she gets a notification from the app on her phone. Like anyone else, she sees the words user agreement and instantly ignores it before continuing on. When she does get home, her phone screams at her to let her and the audience know how much time she has left. You know, more so than it already does. And then she dies. How? I don't know, and neither did the writer, but hey, at least they spelled the title of the movie correctly. With Courtney gone, meet our new protagonist, Quinn Harris. Quinn's a woman and a nurse. And, Come on, there's gotta be something else here. Huh, guess not. Holy shit, is that Carlisle from Twilight?
I mean, is that Togmet from the Scorpion King?
Hold your tongues!
So after
Peter Facinelli
gives Countdown his official stamp of approval, Quinn wanders into the spooky, unkempt wing of the hospital to find a missing patient. As fate would have it, the missing patient is the boyfriend from earlier. It seems that Courtney's suspicions were right, as Evan got into an accident the same time her countdown clock ended.
That app said she was gonna die in 9 minutes, and 9 minutes later I crashed my car and a tree branch went through her seat.
After downloading the app himself, Evan is afraid he'll suffer a similar fate.
It was right about her, and now it's saying that I'm gonna die during that surgery.
Man, there's a lot of people dying here. Maybe they should have called this movie Countdown to Extinction.
And because no one can take a hint in this movie, Quinn also decides to download the app, which tells her she only has 2 more days to live, which we already know is bullshit because the movie's only 9 minutes long, and we're already 13 minutes in. After work, Quinn does her taxes as a contrivance to get her to visit her family, and reveals to the audience both the tenuous relationship between them and the death of her mother.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not Mom.
Yeah, I'm better. I'm alive. for the moment. The next day, Evan decides to ditch the surgery, which angers the app. Is that the Grim Reaper? Then Evan dies. And then the Undertaker throws him off the top of the Hell in the Cell. But because Quinn has yet to subscribe to the WWE Network for only $9.99 a month, the head nurse has to catch her up on last night's latest PPV.
Patient died in the stairwell. They think he might have jumped.
Who was that?
The kid from 237.
After confirming that Evan is dead and the app was the culprit, Quinn faces the greatest evil of all.
I really want to kiss you right now.
Workplace sexual harassment.
It's okay. Look, nobody has to know, okay? It could be our secret.
That's not cool, Carlisle. Think about Esme.
I mean, that's not cool, Takmet. Think about Balthazar?
It's too late for that.
After getting completely shook, Quinn goes home and does something no one in my family can figure out. Search for the solution online! Quinn lands on the Watch People Die subreddit and watches a person die.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Now before we move on, I think it's time to establish what we know about the app. 1. You download it and it tells you when you die.
22 years. YOLO.
2. If you try to avoid this death, the app will scream at you, and you still die. Also, seeing as how the dead boyfriend still experienced a car accident without Courtney in the car, the predicted death scenario may or may not still happen. Oh, and also the app will just fuck with you. The next day, Quinn takes her phone to the local cellsmith to see if he can... Was that Tom Segura?
This is why humanity's doomed.
Tom Segura gives her a new phone, and for one brief moment, it seems the worst is past us.
Next.
But oh no! The countdown app seems to have some kind of demonic cloud sync feature!
It's weird.
Oh my god. On her way to out of there, Quinn then sees the Grim Reaper through her backup camera.
Awesome. Can't wait to see where he goes next.
Is he going to show up as a possible friend on Facebook? Maybe she'll see him in a targeted ad on YouTube. Quinn also can't believe the demon's proficiency in modern day technology, and probably Bender is this guy's vendor.
You again?
Instead of bringing insurance into this, Matt shows up and defuses the situation before becoming Quinn's partner in time? The two then decide to go over the movie's premise with each other in a young, hip bar.
Told me I violated the user agreement.
Wait, you know, it said the same thing to me.
Well, young and hip except for this guy.
Because if we go there, we'll be able to see that Antarctica is the edge of the flat Earth.
Phone apps, flat Earth. I wonder what else Hollywood's woke about.
It's fake, like the Holocaust, huh?
Then they trick this boomer into downloading the app so they can read the terms and conditions.
User shall accept the terms of his or her fate.
Basically, once the app tells you when you're going to die, you're not allowed to use that information to change your fate. And who knows more about fate than the friendly hospital pastor?
When we talk about demons, we're usually speaking metaphorically.
So, you don't think demons are real?
I'm sorry, but no.
Unfortunately, he has a Windows phone, so this isn't his problem. Fortunately, he does know someone that could help. But first, Matt's gotta go to the bathroom because the one in the bar was too dirty. And then we see the stall version of standing next to someone at the urinal. And thank God Matt already went, because otherwise, he'd be wetting himself right now.
Actually, that's not so bad.
In the meantime, Quinn realizes that Dr. Doctor is about to give her the news that he submitted the incident report under false pretenses and has been peer-reviewed.
I cornered you?
You don't need to be embarrassed.
Wow, seems like he's done this before.
I guess it makes sense, seeing as how he's been a doctor for about 200 years now.
So Quinn and Matt go off to meet the priests, and he's a keeper, alright.
Hello, hi.
Oh, hallelujah.
Whoa. Is that Lil Nas? Dope.
I'm starving. You guys got my Grubhub?
Whoa. Do you say Grubhub? Dope.
I'm starving. You guys got my Grubhub?
Whoa. Is that dope?
Big time.
The priest suspects that the creature behind Countdown could be the demon Ozin, which is not a real demon, but may possibly be some kind of fusion dance between Fire Lords Ozai and Sozin.
I mean, I don't want you guys to... Of course, but demons, woo!
Or maybe they're talking about global warming. You know, because the ozone layer? But the priest isn't 100 about it, so we gotta look at the source code.
You mean like hack the app?
And there's only one cameo smart enough to do that.
Sorry. Already running late to my Tinder date, and I haven't matched with anybody in a while.
So Quinn and Matt give Tom Segura his day rate for being in the movie before he promptly hacks into the app, and we find out that each install has a list of literally everybody else who has downloaded Countdown.
Last name, first name, and look, these are their countdowns. There's so many.
Now I know Quinn's phone is new and all, but are you telling me all of these people have 60 gigs of free space on their phone? Like, why is a phone app that schemes your death peer-to-peer? Ozin is a demon that has existed for thousands of years now, and you're telling me he couldn't afford a server somewhere with at least 2 offsite farms for redundancy? I'm sorry. I've been watching a lot of Mr. Robot lately. While looking through the names, we find out that Jordan has downloaded the Countdown app, and her time is also running out. But it doesn't matter, because Tom Segura just resets all of their countdown clocks anyway.
Holy shit, it's working. Look at his phone.
Thus fixing the problem and signaling the end of the movie. Oh no. With the death scare supposedly over, the two decide to spend the night together.
Do you want to be alone tonight?
Not at all.
We learn about Matt's tragic little brother.
I stole my dying brother's toy.
And not to be one-upped, Quinn spills the sad beans about her mother.
She went out looking for me. And one drunk driver later, she was dead.
The two bone, using each other's tears as lube, and post-coital, Ozin rears his ugly head again.
Yo, are you calling my
Wait, that's not— oh shit! That's right. Looks like the demon was not down for the count, and everyone's clocks have reset. Quinn calls her sister to warn her, but she's too busy being the main character of her own story. Fortunately, it's a crossover episode.
It's okay, it's me.
The three then head over to Father John Misty to check out his sick tat and show him the Latin they found in the app's code.
This curse will come upon you, will pursue you and overwhelm you until you are utterly destroyed. This is good. This is like really good.
Daddy J sees that this countdown thing is a curse, which is basically pagan malware, so the only way to beat the demon is to either have someone die before their timer runs out, or keep someone alive past it. Matt's clock is the closest to running out, so they draw a sea bear circle around themselves to prevent the demon from reaching them.
Will that work?
Once I bless it, we're good. I think. What?
Thankfully, Matt exposited to us about his little brother's truck, so we won't be confused when Ozin easily tricks and confounds him. But somehow, Matt escapes.
Let me go.
Oh shit, never mind. But yeah, Matt dies, and Jordan gets injured somehow, which leads us back to the hospital.
We need a wheelchair.
At the hospital, we see that the train that Matt was going to be on crashed, which I guess confirms the fact that whatever incident the Countdown app formulates for your death will occur no matter what. Jeez. I hope they didn't fit anyone else to Ethan's surgery time slot. With their clocks ticking down, Quinn decides to break the curse the only way she knows how, by killing a cold one. Thank God he's a creepy sex pervert, or else Quinn would have had to make a difficult decision.
I'll be in the closed wing. You should come. Or don't, it's up to you.
Quinn gets the drop on Carlisle, but unfortunately the crowbar does nothing to him, seeing as how his flawless skin is tougher and stronger than even granite.
Huh. Guess he isn't a vampire.
Using his normal to average human speed, Carlisle escapes. This leaves Quinn with nothing to do, so now the editor is going to switch to Jordan. Oh shit, she's fighting— Is that the nun?
Man, this Conjuring cinematic universe is really getting out of hand.
As a last-ditch effort, Quinn decides to kill herself to both save her sister and defeat the demon. It's a bittersweet ending, as the protagonist we've been following this entire time has met their untimely demise, but as a whole, it completes their narrative arc, as their death comes with the knowledge that they've repaired their bond with their family. But JK, haha, Quinn was just joshing us, because she was cogent enough to bring Narcan with her, which helps counteract opioid overdose.
Oh, so that's why she's a nurse.
And it's a great big happy ending. Quinn makes up with her family, and Carlisle gets his just desserts.
3 more women came forward about Dr. Sullivan.
Hopefully he doesn't get life in prison, because he'll be there forever.
Then we end on the typical stinger, which kind of invalidates the climax of the movie, but at the same time opens it up for a sequel. And you thought that trend was bad. We are then gifted to an inconsequential post-credit scene featuring the unnecessary cameo.
Yeah, I gotta tell you something. Now that we know each other a little bit, you are a lot chestier than your profile pic.
That's Countdown. Don't watch it. Do me a favor and don't watch it. Like, it's not even an entertainingly bad movie, right? It's so bland and forgettable. Like, yeah, the tagline is like, oh hey, it's funny, but you can tell like a studio head saw a phone movie and a horror movie, and they're like, kids love phones and love horror movies, and they cobbled together this, and I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm just so disheartened by this. Not even a recent trend, by all these horror movies that come out around like Halloween or at the beginning of the year, like January, and they're so like low effort, or pandering, or cheap, and it's, I'm sorry, this is a topic for another video. In the meantime, I want to say, oh hey, the Countdown app. I wanted. Oh hey, I'm a ghost now. And look, I have been guided back to the world of the living by these two will-o-wisps that I will surely add in post. And hey, look, these wisps have names. And what a coincidence. They have the same names as the patrons on my Patreon. Maybe you should let these little nymphs guide you to that. Or, if you don't believe in forest spirits, maybe you believe in the spirit of social media, in which I have 3. Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. In fact, let me read you an exclusive tweet I wrote that no one else read, right here.
Movie idea, yesterday. But it's called My Way and it's about Limp Bizkit.
And if you want to see me talk more about terrible videos, keep hitting tab until the subscribe button is highlighted, then hit the enter key. You know, like a flash game. Don't blame me.